There's this really interesting verse in Matthew chapter 6, which really troubled me when I first came across it. It says, if you forgive those who sin against you, then your Father in heaven will forgive you. But if you don't forgive those who sin against you, then the Father in heaven won't forgive you. And I remember just wondering and asking myself, why on earth does God hold me to his standard? You know, people have hurt me, people have plotted against me, and God's saying he doesn't forgive us unless we forgive them. But then years later, I found this truth. And the truth is simply this: the only sin God can't forgive is the one you don't let him forgive. I know this all too well myself. See, at the age of 20, I ended up homeless in America, which is a foreign country to me. And it wasn't because I caught up in drugs or gangs or some bad lifestyle. I ended up homeless because the man that I trusted my whole life to, the man who was my spiritual father, my mentor, backstabbed me, kicked me to the curb in a hope that I'll turn to him for help so he can manipulate me again. And it wasn't long before that hurt, that betrayal turned to hate, which for me was a big deal because I've never hated anyone in my whole life. And the last person on earth I thought I'd hate was the man that I loved the most. Every time I thought of him, every time he came up, that hurt, the suffering, the hatred just came right back. Somehow I thought by putting him down and by revealing who he actually is, that would make me feel a bit better about what I went through, but it didn't. He didn't even know that I was still angry at him. The only one suffering was me. The only one who couldn't be free was me. If you hold on to something, it has the same effect as it holding on to you. Both of you are not free. God's not saying I don't want to forgive you unless you're willing to forgive others. He's saying unless you let go, I can't take it from you. Somehow in our minds we trick ourselves that if we don't let them off the hook, we got them. No. Forgiving others has more to do with freeing yourself than it does them. It doesn't matter how much God forgives the wrong you've done. You're not going to be free unless you let go of the wrongs that people have done against you. If you want to feel free, if you want to stop suffering because of people's hurt, you have a part to play in setting yourself free.